Hey guys, welcome to my channel. I'm Greg. I'm going to go over Bitcoin and go over what possibly could be going on with old Bitcoin here. And also, I want to go over the Nasdaq, guys. Nasdaq could be topping out. Once again, we're back in that spot, and it just keeps trekking up, up, up in a topping pattern, guys. It's like a topping pattern, how it's just going up, and it's ever grinding its way up to the top. Usually, just that alone is an indication of some type of topping pattern. So the deal is with the Nasdaq over here, guys. Okay. Um, this pretty much goes with Bitcoin. Okay. So there's rarely a time, even though they might be a little bit different sequences or something like that, wave sequences and things like that. There's rarely a time where the Nasdaq is going down that Bitcoin is going up, if you will. There might be a time where the Nasdaq is going down and Bitcoin might be trending sideways. So this is going to be peaking at some time here in the future, probably sometime next week, guys. So, and Bitcoin just topped probably a month ago. If you think about it, it's been 1 month. I looked at the date; it was April 17th that Bitcoin topped, and now this is coming into a topping pattern. The deal is what is the Nasdaq going to correct? Is it correcting that leg, or is it correcting this whole thing? Okay. If it's correcting this whole thing, you're looking at 14 October to 11 May. What is that? More or less 6, 7 months, guys. And then you have to have a long correction over here. This is definitely a concern for me, guys. I'll be straight with you. This right here is really, really, really concerning, guys. Okay. You got tech stocks too, like Apple, Microsoft, that are topping, particularly Apple and Microsoft. They're the two big tech stocks. Okay. And his stocks are a little bit different too. Like Tesla's in the bottom, it can still trend up, things like that. So you got some big boys over there that can still trend up. So it's going to remain to be seen what's going to be going on. Okay. So you want to pay attention to this. Now I'm going to go over Bitcoin right here on the chart, guys. I made a reference to this could possibly have been a three-wave move and then it came down. That there's a good shot that that could have happened because you have a three-wave move on the GBTC and on MicroStrategy up here, okay, where they started their correction at the same time. So the deal is that as long as this doesn't reach the 1.68 fib, and that's not always true too, guys. It doesn't have to reach the 1.68 fib. All the way down here in this leg, you have a good shot that that's not going to be an impulsive move down, okay? Right now, it's looking more three-wave-ish to me, guys. If you check that out, right? Right now, it's looking more three-wave-ish. That's not to say it can't come up and come back down and make a leading diagonal too, guys, or something like that. So, still looking for the targets of. It can get into this box area too, guys. It could definitely get in that box area, and you're gonna have to see what's going to be going on with Bitcoin. Okay. So the reason why I am going to, so I'm in a dilemma, okay, between this and then Bitcoin, and you have MicroStrategy, guys, okay, and you also have some mining stocks too that are pretty bullish, but they look like they're peaking out too, guys. These stocks over here that I have in my list, which would be Clean Spark, Mara, and Riot, okay. Coinbase looks like it's just getting started out of the inverse head and shoulders, so that's good. So the deal is here with MicroStrategy is that you plainly have a 1-2, and then I check this out. This is a 5-wave impulse with another 1-2, okay? In this section right here, just like this. So you go 1, 2, okay? For MicroStrategy. That's how I'm looking at that. And let me put it on blue so it's a little bit different color for you. So you have 1, 2, 1, 2. And this is an impulse move. I've checked it out. It's a diagonal. And just for you guys to verify, I went through everything. Each wave is shorter. It's a rising wedge, if you will. Each leg is shorter. Okay, you can measure each leg. This one is longer than the third. Third's longer than the first. The fourth wave right here is right on top of the first, and it's a perfect little, rising wedge, okay? Just like so. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And now it's over here correcting that leg. Okay. This correction is correcting that leg. If you want to go with this is bearish, then you have to say this is A, B, C. Because over here you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You have a 5-way move right there, and you got one right here. Okay. It's not 1, 2. Somehow this is 3, 4, and then that's the peak, like Bitcoin. So let's say go back over here to Bitcoin, right? Bitcoin's peaked. Okay. And if Bitcoin is peaked and it's going to be trending down into a long, long downtrend, then you have to go with A, B, C, and this is correcting MicroStrategy, guys, like so, to break the lows. But I don't think so. I don't think so. MicroStrategy is finished with this correction right there. Okay. Very confident that it finished this correction 1.618 of its 3-wave move that it made right here since February 21. 3, 3, 5. Okay. A massive flat all the way back down to here. And now it's working on it. So here's the thing with MicroStrategy. This is one of the reasons why I'm paying close attention to Bitcoin, because of MicroStrategies over here, guys. Now you can put this latest up against the chart of Bitcoin, and you can see this follows Bitcoin almost exactly right now. Okay. Almost exact. Okay. So 1, 2, right? And you got a 1, and it's going to come down for a 2. This one probably can go all the way down there. So for Bitcoin, you could have more of a correction, because I expect MicroStrategy at least to go down 8% or more, and as deep as 19% more. Okay, for MicroStrategy, all the way back down there. So that would mean that Bitcoin could maybe do a bounce for the weekend, like it's doing right now, and then get back down over here. So with MicroStrategy, guys, is that once it's out of here, it would be reasonable to go, okay, 1, 2, 1, 2, and it's going to do a shot out of there. Obviously, that's not working out too well as of recently, right? Because of the uncertainty in the market and the lack of liquidity. Some people ask about lack of liquidity on Twitter. Lack of liquidity is just simply there's not a lot of money. Could be on the exchanges too. They don't have a lot of money because there's not a lot of people that are interested in crypto per se, if you will. There's like less people than there were before. That's what that means. You're at the bottom. You're at the bottom of these markets that are struggling to get out of the bottom on like most everything. Some are, some aren't, if you will, like there's some that have blasted out of there. Facebook, Apple's still doing well, things like that, guys. The big tech stocks where all the money is going to focus on certain areas in the market, like Facebook, the FANG stocks, and probably some other ones that are out there. And then Bitcoin and Ethereum. And then obviously right now in the crypto market for the past week or so was some meme coins. Money went over to the meme coins. So with this, I let you guys know that with MicroStrategy, it could be 1, 2, 1, and then back down for a 2, and it's going to drag out another 1, 2 over here, or something like that, guys, and then eventually get out of there. And it could be, who knows, another 2 months. I'm going to let you guys know that. I would not be surprised. I would not expect this thing to roll out of here on the next wave. It could. So if you're bullish on MicroStrategy, which I would be, matter of fact, anywhere in this area would be the plan to do it. And this is 1, 2, 1, 2. This is where you want to be in MicroStrategy. But if MicroStrategy is going up, if it's going to be doing that, then more than likely Bitcoin is going to be doing that too, guys. So that's how I look at that. But on the other hand, you have this. You have the Nasdaq, and that's like an ugly chart, guys. That's an ugly chart. Look at that. You have this thing right here. You have this thing right here. You got this over here and this over here, and then you got this in the middle. This looks like wings. Wing over here and a wing over here, and like a bird wants to fly away. Maybe it'll fly up, but it's just it's not a good looking chart. Once again, the lack of liquidity in the markets and the uncertainty and everything that's going on. By looking at the charts, you at least for myself, is you can tell by the charts, guys. So what's going on with some of these assets, excluding Bitcoin, not so much Bitcoin, is just in the correction. You got a wave that's going to go up, and they're taking their time in the correction. They're extending their corrections. So corrections can extend, guys. That's one thing. You can have a wave that can go up, and you can expect, okay, nice second wave correction, get out of there, and then boom, it makes a nice looking wave. But at times, okay, maybe the wave goes up, doesn't go as high, and then it starts to correct, and then it goes like this, and then it decides to go like this to extend the correction. And in a like 1970s style market, if you will, what can happen is even more lack of liquidity. You got this whole correction, and then boom, 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 and can extend the correction again to make that whole thing a correction, if you will. That can happen, guys. And determining if that's going to be going on, say with MicroStrategy, is very, very difficult to suss out in this situation with 1, 2, 1, 2, and you think, yeah, there's the buy zone, and then boom, it's going to get out of there. But with now, it could be 1, 2, and then maybe even 1, 2, and drag this out for a few more months. Who knows with that? And that will be affecting Bitcoin, guys. It'd be affecting Bitcoin. So in the meantime, you want to be paying attention to Bitcoin in a retrace. Okay. What is it going to do on a retrace in this section? Because there will be a retrace. The RSI levels are down. There'll be a retrace in the daily chart. The stochastic is way down. I'm looking at the 12-hour. The 12-hour is way down and oversold already, guys. So there should be a retrace, okay, at some point. Now, that's not to say that it's going to happen immediately, guys. A lot of times what happens, okay, when they're down here in the RSI, okay, this is a lot of times what happens when it's in this downtrend, okay? So you see it and it starts going up like this, right? Okay. And in RSI, it just starts taking off like so, and then it might come back down like that, come back down like that, even break the low, go even lower. But in the RSI, that was your lowest peak down there, okay? And then it finally gets out of there. So with the 12-hour RSI, guys, it's pretty low. Even the daily is pretty low too. So I would expect at a minimum retrace to see what it's going to do over there on this retrace, or if it's going to continue to dump. It can continue to dump down there too, guys. But the daily RSI is looking like here's its leg. Take a look at Bitcoin right here. This is the leg, and they're a finished leg, and then it's correcting that leg over there. So it is in the retrace of the RSI, or the momentum indicator, it's retracing that leg over there, guys, getting back down there. Okay. And it looks, it's starting to look actually pretty decent in the weekly, the weekly candles. I mean, they're bearish candles. There's no doubt about that. Short term, you should be bearish, guys. Short term, you should be bearish. So you see this weekly right here, that took it down quite deep. That's pretty deep for the weekly. And then when this updates on Sunday, guys, it should be Sunday night, 6 p.m., I think. This should be coming back down into that area. Okay. So that's what I would be checking out. And then next week, you want to keep an eye on the Nasdaq, guys, in these traditional financial markets. They're humming up a little bit. The Nasdaq is just still trending up a little bit because all the big FANG stocks, your Microsoft, your Apples, they're still trending up. They have they're in a topping pattern, and they're just kind of dragging this up ever so slightly and coming back down. And this is on the Nasdaq too, the MicroStrategy, and I expect this to have a dump. And these Bitcoin and MicroStrategy, they go together. But the reason I'm bullish until proven otherwise with Bitcoin is because of this. There's no doubt. Okay. Well, there always could be a little bit of doubt. I'm pretty certain this is what it's doing, and it's setting itself up to get out of there with those targets, guys. Okay. So with that said, I'd just pay attention to Bitcoin for more downside because of MicroStrategy. Okay. And then also, what is the Nasdaq going to do? What's it going to be doing over here? Is it correcting just this leg, or is it correcting the whole thing? That's going to make a big difference too. Right now, this is a 5-wave impulse. It's a ending diagonal type move right here. In my opinion, is what it did. Here's your 1, 2, that's a 3, 4, went right on top of wave 1, and it's coming up for a 5 to grind that out. And if it's going to do correction over here on just this leg, the target obviously is first going to be in that area right there. Okay. And then you have another little target, probably be right in that area. Those would be the two main targets I would be looking for on the NASDAQ. However, if it's doing the whole leg, this thing's doing a multi-month correction, and you want to be aware of something like that. Okay. That would not be good for Bitcoin, guys. That's what the bears hope, that this is the counter trend rally of the Nasdaq of this leg. Okay. And you're just not going to know yet, guys. You're just not going to know until it makes this correction over here when you get more data. Okay. More data on the Nasdaq to see what it's going to do. And in the meantime, you know, where's MicroStrategy going to correct? Now, the black line is more or less 1-to-1 of this leg. Okay. It's not impulsing down. I showed that, I think, on Twitter or maybe in a previous video over here with MicroStrategy, guys. Okay. Reason I'm going over MicroStrategy, for those that don't know that are new to my channel, is MicroStrategy is basically an ETF of Bitcoin. If MicroStrategy is going up, Bitcoin's going up. It's literally that simple. That's all Michael Saylor's been buying is MicroStrategy. This right here is a three-way move, guys. Okay. So it's not possible for three and then here, and then, you know, this is over here doing a third wave back up and then a fourth wave to go down and then do a retrace and go over like that, guys. So it's doing some sort of complex correction over here. So three and then up for three and then somehow over here is a three-way move. Okay, guys. And this is a 1-to-1 and back down here's 1.618. And this is the fourth wave target on top of wave one. Okay, expect it to go down into this area. It has a lot of support in that area right there, guys. And then back down to this area too, which is 1.1-to-1 and 1.618. So if that's going to be happening over here, then Bitcoin's going to be trending down a little bit, guys. So just wanted to put that out there for you. Bitcoin, as far as this correction is concerned, it looks healthy. It's a healthy correction. You can plainly see ABC like that. It would be, you see this correction right here, ABC, kind of like those corrections, a three-way move to go back up. It's another example of that somewhere. You know, that's the this is the correction it reminds me of, is this one right here. Boom. You see that? Boom. But you want to see on the weekly, this weekly candle, you want to see a bigger wick on there, preferably a nice big long wick where the candle body's probably up to this area. See a nice big long wick. You know, the longer the better. That would be nice right there, but have that suck back up, and that would look really, really good on the weekly, guys. Otherwise, there's not going to be any evidence that this is going to be breaking down until it gets down below this area right here, guys. Okay. And then that's probably, if it's down below there, that's a point. If you're long on some stuff, you probably want to look at de-risking, okay, on the weekly. I made a video about this. Here's the 21 simple moving average, probably going to go up like this. And I do expect it to land right on top of there, something like that. And you want to see if it's going to break that, okay? Just like it did right down there, touched it, went back up, see if it's going to hit that 21 moving average. And that's right on top of those areas, guys. Would definitely be an area of confluence. Check it out. See what Bitcoin is going to do. If you made it all the way to the end, do me a huge favor. Drop a like. Hit the subscribe button. Peace.